Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is blah 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 today, because I feel like it's tiring and it doesn't really make a lot of sense repeating the same set of sentences every week. But then, so today I've decided that I'm going to go with the flow and greet you guys in my own way. So today I'm just going to say, if you're just joining us, my name is Mayowa and welcome back to my channel. That's a new way, right? So today I'm going to be showing you how I made this pretty ruffle dress. So let's get right onto it. So as usual, I'm going to be starting with my basic pattern piece, my basic pattern block rather. And then to start with, I'm going to because the neckline we'll be using today is a halter neckline, so I'm going to come to the armhole right here, then I'll raise it up by like 2 cm. So I'll raise it up by 2 cm. Then I'll come right here and measure in 1 inch here, measure another 2 inches here. So from here to here will be the width of my armhole. So I'll pick up my French curve and redraw a new armhole for this. Now this is my new armhole. Then I'll redraw also my neckline. So this is my front. You will just measure in your front neck length how we do for the basic bodice pattern. So my front neck length is 8.8 cm. After using the formula neck in cm divided by 5, your neck measurements, convert it to cm, then you divide it by 5 and add 2 cm to it. So whatever you get, you measure it right here. Then I'm going to connect like this. So this becomes my new neckline and my new armhole. Then I'll come right here to my dart here. Then because I want to create a bit of support for the breast, so I will come right here and measure down 10 cm. Then from each dart leg, I mark out 1 cm each. 1 cm here and also 1 cm here. Then I come right here and mark down 4 cm. So I'll connect to that point. Then I'll extend my dart leg to the waist here. Now the next point of action is to measure out where you want your ruffle to start from, like where you want your ruffle to start from. So for me, I'll come right here to the upper hip level. This is my lower hip level and this is my upper hip level. Then I want my ruffle to start from somewhere. My ruffle is going to start from here. Then at the center here, I'll measure down 2 inches. Then I'll draw in a curved line using my my French curve. And this is what it looks like. So to know how much ruffle I'll be needing, all I have to do is just measure what I have here. Measure what I have here. And then multiply. I'll measure for the front what I have here times 2. And then also for the back, I'll measure what I have here also times 2. Then whatever I get, I add that together and multiply by 3. So if your width right here is like 10 inches, so whatever ruffle you are measuring is going to be 10 times 3, that's 30. So that's going to be how long your ruffle, because we'll be gathering it back. So that's going to be how much volume we'll be needing for the ruffle. Now that's all there is to do for the front pattern piece. Then you do the same also, this same thing that we did here, we do the same also for the back pattern piece. But the only difference is that if you want, well, it's just that if you want your neckline to be like the basic neckline, all you have to do is just leave your normal back pattern piece the way we used to for the basic back pattern. So you leave it as this small neckline, or if you want it like this, you can also draw this type of jewel neckline at the back. But for me, I'm doing like the original neckline that is on my pattern piece. So I'll do exactly the same thing like this, put in my allowances, quarter here, half here, 1 inch here, and then half around this side. Then cut my front piece, unfold, and cut my back pattern pieces in 2 separate pieces. That is so to accommodate my zip allowance. And that's basically all there is for this dress. Now these are my cut out pattern pieces. This is my front pattern piece. You can see, as you can see right here. Now this is the lower part. So, and this right here is my back pattern piece, cut in 2 separate pieces like I said earlier. So this is my normal basic neckline that I talked about. This is the basic neckline, and this is the lower part of my back piece. So this is the curved line. So all I have to do is just sew in, leave a space for my zipper right here, then sew in 3 cm here, then fixing. Make sure you remember to mark in your darts. So I don't know if you can see, these are my darts marked, the bust points here, and then here at the hip side. So you make sure you mark your dart points. Then you cut your facing also. So this is my facing, my front facing. So you cut your facing. Now to know how much you need for the ruffle, all you have to do is measure what you have here. Excuse the fan because it's so you measure what you have here, and then measure what you have also for the front. So you also measure what you have here, then add both together and multiply by 3. So it will give you the amount of fabric you need to give you the amount of fabric you need to use for your ruffle. Then the length of my ruffle fabric, of my ruffle piece is 10 inches. So from here to here is 10 inches, and then the width is how long or how much ruffle I want to gather. So for me, the lower part was 42 inches. So I multiplied by 3, and what I got is what I measured for the width of my ruffle. And that's basically all there is to it. So you just need to go ahead to sew this right now. So what I'm going to do now is to pick up my back pieces. So I'll pick up my back pieces here, and then I'll sew. Leave a space for the zipper up here. Then I'll sew 3 cm right here. Then after that, I'll come right here and then sew in my darts. Then I'll do the same also for the other side, and then use my facing to turn the necklines right here. So I'll be going to do that right now. After sewing in my darts and ironing them flat like this, I also turned the neckline. So the next thing for me to do is to pick up the front and back pieces and join them at the shoulders. This is my back piece. Now I've already turned the armhole of this part of one side of my dress, and look at it, all nice and flat. So now I'm going to show you how to do this with the other side. I left the other side undone, so I'm going to show you how I turned it out neatly. So all you have to do is to come to the shoulders right here and place it together, right sides together. This is this. So you place the shoulders together like this. Then you pick up the top part here. You pick up this top part here. Make sure this shoulder line, they are both aligned. So you pick up this top part here and turn it around like this. Then you stick this in. This one that we already sew down and all. So you pick it and put it inside. Then you make sure this top part now and this lower part are together like this. pin this middle part down, then you sew. You sew it like this, and then you come right here too. And sew it like this. And that's how to turn the armhole, and that's how to turn the armhole of my dress neatly. Now the next thing you need to do is to pick up your fabric, the one we are using for the ruffles. So you sew a straight gather stitch here, but first, before you do that, you make sure you cut your ruffle fabric into two. So I have two separate pieces from the large one I had before. So I cut it into two separate pieces, one for the front and the other for the back. So I'll attach this one to the front, to the front of my dress, and then I'll attach this one to the back of my dress. So then I sew a straight gather stitch and gather it up. I already gathered this one. So I gather it to fit into the hem of my dress. So after gathering, I'll be attaching to this part of my dress. I'll be attaching here. Right sides together. So you fit it into it here, and then you do the same also for the back. Then after that, you go right ahead to sew to join it together at the sides, and that will like be the end before we attach the zipper to the back of the dress. Now this is what this should look like after attaching the ruffle and then sewing down the hem here. So this is my ruffle attached to my front and also attached at the back. So I already joined them together at the sides. This is it at the side. Then all you have to do next is to attach your zipper at the middle here. Then you serge all these fraying parts just to keep it neat and all of that. One thing you should know about sewing with silk is that you need to be very careful, just so that, because when you are sewing and then you try to loosen or something, as you are loosening it leaves holes in the fabric, which is not really nice. So you need to be careful when sewing because it's kind of slippery. So you can also pin two sides, whatever you are doing, or when you want to join things together, you can always pin it so it doesn't move around. And that's basically all there is to know about making this dress. Please subscribe to my channel, guys, and also don't forget to like this video and share with your friends that you feel like they might need this tutorial. And I'll see you in my next video, which is going to be like next week Tuesday or Wednesday, next week Wednesday, right? So bye.